On the planet, there are many countries that connect us with life and nature. But there is a country where this connection is so strong that is home to hundreds of ancient tribes with traditions as shocking as keeping multiple wives in exchange for a dowry in cows, or choose intimate partner through sensual ritual dances. A country so incredible that despite being located in the hottest African savanna, contains a huge volcano crowned with snow. In this new video of Uncensored World, we are going to know in more detail Tanzania, one of the most fascinating and enigmatic countries on the planet. A place known as the origin of mankind, since it was here where the oldest fossils of our ancestors were found, and footprints from millions of years ago, revealing the first moments when humans began to walk on two legs. A country with some of the most extraordinary tribes on the planet, such as the Masai. Fierce warriors capable of hunting lions and living with them, whose wealth is measured in cows, and depending on the number of them can have more or less women. Or the Hadza, a tribe that lives as they did thousands of years ago, who choose their companions taking into account their abilities to survive more than their possessions or beauty. Realities that offer us a unique window to the past of humanity and its first forms of life. A place with fascinating natural curiosities such as possessing the largest lake in Africa, and another even more mysterious and dangerous capable of petrifying the animals that die in its waters, creating ghostly statues of this sad end. Contain the Serengeti National Park, famous for the Great Migration, in which every year millions of animals cross its plains facing the most feared predators. Or contain the precious Baobab trees, the most iconic and beautiful in Africa. Immense trees capable of providing food and shelter to both humans and animals. Discover with us the wonders, curiosities, and mysteries of the place where mankind originated. Pay attention. And don't miss this video because we assure you that discovering Tanzania with us will surprise you. Let's get started. Located in the heart of East Africa, Tanzania is a fascinating country both for its geography and for its cultural diversity and ancestral history. Bounded by the Indian Ocean to the east, this vast territory covers more than 940,000 square kilometers, making it one of the largest countries on the continent. The name Tanzania originates from the union of two historical names, Tanganyika, which corresponds to the vast continental region, and Zanzibar, the exotic island off its coast. This fusion not only reflects the country's geography, but also its rich cultural and ethnic diversity, combining African, Arab, Indian, and European influences. Both territories had distinct identities and colonial pasts before they were united, adding to the unique character of this African nation. The union of Tanganyika and Zanzibar in 1964 marked the birth of Tanzania as a federation, symbolizing an effort to consolidate its resources and strengthen political stability in the region. Although the country succeeded in establishing a national identity, it still retains elements unique to each region, such as the maritime traditions of Zanzibar and the rural life of the mainland, making it a fascinating mosaic of cultures and landscapes. Its population of over 60 million inhabitants is distributed among vibrant cities, rural communities, and millenary tribes, where time seems to have stood still. The population density is relatively low compared to other African countries, allowing vast spaces for wildlife and breathtaking landscapes, as you will now discover. Despite its size, what really makes Tanzania stand out are its unique features. Here you will find Mount Kilimanjaro, Africa's highest peak, along with some of the world's most enormous and enigmatic lakes such as Victoria and Natron. But beyond its geography, Tanzania is a multilingual and multicultural nation that serves as home to more than 120 tribes, each with their own traditions and ways of life. Its most emblematic language is Swahili, a language with deep historical and cultural roots. Swahili is not just a language, but a symbol of identity and cohesion in East Africa. Originally from the coast of Tanzania, it has become a lingua franca for millions of people. A fascinating curiosity of Swahili is its unique way of measuring time. The clock starts at 1 o'clock in the morning instead of 12 o'clock, which means that our 10 o'clock in the morning is 4 o'clock in Swahili. This system reflects a completely different view of time, based on sunlight and the natural rhythms of the region. But Tanzania is not only noted for its cultural richness, it is also known as the cradle of humanity. In the famous Olduvai Gorge, archaeologists have discovered some of the oldest fossils of our ancestors, such as Homo habilis, who lived more than 2 million years ago. This iconic site also houses stone tools that mark the earliest signs of human technology. But surely the most impressive discovery in Tanzania are the so-called Letoli footprints, found near Olduvai. These footprints, which are approximately 3.5 million years old, were preserved in hardened volcanic ash and prove that our ancestors already walked upright. These footprints are not only a testimony to human evolution, but also a window into the first steps of mankind's journey to conquer the world. But the archaeological importance of Tanzania does not end here, as both its rich history and the present in some of its tribes, such as the Hadza, offer us a unique insight into how our early ancestors lived, hunted, and thrived in a challenging environment. The Hadza is one of the world's most enigmatic tribes, one of the world's last hunter-gatherer communities living near Lake Eyasi. But the most striking thing about the Hadza is that they offer a window into humanity's past. Their way of life, based on hunting with bows and gathering wild fruits, has remained almost unchanged for tens of thousands of years. So discovering them is one of the best ways to travel back in time. Apart from their way of life, clothing, and constructions, one of the most fascinating characteristics of the Hadza is their approach to relationships. Among the Hadza, there are no formal marriages, and unions are free and based on compatibility. This flexibility reflects an egalitarian society, where individual choices are deeply respected. In addition, physical attraction and hunting or gathering skills play a crucial role in mate choice, reminding us of the basic survival instincts of our ancestors. And there is no jealousy among the Hadza in the way most of us know it, partly because their relationships are not marked by possessiveness. All this, together with their self-sufficient and sustainable lifestyle, makes their society unique and a fascinating example of how early humans might have lived. Besides the Hadza, in Tanzania live more than 100 millenary tribes, and among them, the warrior tribe of the Masai is the most famous and mysterious, a society full of incredible curiosities that you will soon discover. But before that, in this trip, we are going to discover some of the most surprising places and realities of this wonderful country. Among its treasures is the imposing Mount Kilimanjaro, a dormant volcano whose snow-capped summit defies expectations. Known as the Roof of Africa, it is the highest point on the continent and one of the most desired destinations for adventurers from around the world. What makes it even more impressive is its location. In the middle of the hot African savanna, where temperatures can be extreme, Kilimanjaro supports a perpetual glacier at its summit. This phenomenon makes it not only a natural jewel, but a symbol of the resilience and majesty of nature. Travelers who venture to climb it can experience not only the thrill of reaching the summit, but also a transition through multiple ecosystems, from tropical rainforests to alpine landscapes. Another place that stands out for its beauty and importance is the Ngorongoro crater, a volcanic caldera formed millions of years ago after the collapse of a gigantic volcano. This space is a true natural Eden, home to one of the largest concentrations of wildlife in Africa. In its vast plains, you can find Africa's iconic Big Five: lions, elephants, rhinos, buffaloes, and leopards, all coexisting in a protected and pristine environment. In addition to its wildlife, Ngorongoro is home to local communities such as the Maasai, who graze their cattle in harmony with the wildlife, offering a rare vision of coexistence between humans and nature. This place is not only a paradise for wildlife lovers, but also a time capsule that preserves African biodiversity. But surely there is a place feared by anyone who knows it, even by the brave Masai or the most lethal predators in this beautiful natural environment. And this is a lake capable of petrifying and turning into stone statues any animal that falls into its waters. This enigmatic lake is known as the natron, and is a natural wonder with a unique and somewhat terrifying character. Its highly alkaline waters, with a pH similar to that of ammonia, can reach extreme temperatures, making it a hostile habitat for most forms of life. However, the lake plays a vital role in the ecosystem, as it is one of the most important breeding sites for lesser flamingos. These birds find refuge on its shores, away from predators, thanks to the corrosive properties of the water. What makes the natron even more fascinating is its ability to petrify animals that succumb to its waters, leaving their bodies calcified as if they were stone sculptures, creating a landscape as haunting as it is beautiful. This phenomenon has inspired scientists, artists, and travelers from all over the world, consolidating Lake Natron as one of the most fascinating destinations in Tanzania. Lake Victoria, on the other hand, contrasts the hostility of Lake Natron with its immense richness and generosity. As Africa's largest lake and the second largest freshwater lake in the world, Victoria is a vital resource for millions of people in the countries surrounding it, including Tanzania, Kenya, and Uganda. Its waters are home to a diversity of aquatic species, including unique fish such as the Nile tilapia, which sustain local economies. Beyond its ecological importance, Lake Victoria is a cultural and economic engine, with communities dependent on fishing and transport along its vast shores. However, the lake faces modern challenges, such as pollution and invasion by alien species, which threaten its delicate ecosystem. Despite this, it remains a symbol of life and sustenance in the heart of Africa. And we cannot talk about the wonders of Tanzania without mentioning the Serengeti National Park and the natural phenomenon that has made it world famous, a reality known as the Great Migration. Every year, millions of wildebeest, zebra, and antelope cross its plains in search of water and fresh pastures, facing predators such as lions and crocodiles on their perilous journey. This spectacle is not only a testament to the survival instinct of these species, but also a reminder of Tanzania's immense natural wealth, which continues to captivate all who visit. As you have seen, each of these places represents a unique aspect of Tanzania, from its ability to support life in even the most extreme conditions, to its role as a guardian of critical ecosystems for the planet, creating one of the most beautiful and enigmatic destinations on Earth. Now that you have learned about the main wonders and curiosities of one of the most fascinating countries in the world, it is the best time to meet the most famous warrior tribe on the planet, the Masai. Originally from the Nile Valley, the Masai began a migration more than 500 years ago that led them to the area they now occupy in Kenya and Tanzania. Their arrival in the Rift Valley marked the beginning of a period of dominance, during which they became renowned herders and warriors, keeping their culture intact in an environment that was often lethal to other societies. This ecosystem in which the Masai live, although beautiful as you have seen, is also full of dangers. Lions, leopards, hyenas, and other wild beasts represent constant threats. That is why, over the centuries, the Masai have developed extraordinary skills to coexist with these predators, becoming the warrior tribe par excellence of the African continent. Their villages are designed in circles and protected by tall stakes, reflecting their ability to adapt to this wild and dangerous environment, and thus protecting their people from the most common dangers in this area, the attacks of predators such as lions. For all these reasons, Masai warriors play a crucial role in protecting their community and their livestock, facing predators with courage and skill. Traditionally, their initiation rite included the challenge of hunting a lion, a rite that symbolized their transition to adulthood and demonstrated their courage. Although this practice has evolved to protect the lions, it remains a symbol of the Maasai's strength and respect for nature. Maasai life is deeply marked by a hierarchical system that organizes its members in stages. From infancy, children learn the traditions and skills necessary to become warriors and protectors. Later, they assume roles as heads of households, where cattle play a fundamental role as a dowry for marriage and a status symbol. The amount of cattle not only determines a man's ability to take wives, but also his prestige within the community. Respect and veneration for the elders, known as Mzee, is another crucial aspect of their culture. These elders, considered guardians of tradition, are the main counselors and judges in conflict resolution, ensuring the cohesion and continuity of Maasai society. In addition, their wisdom is celebrated and passed on to new generations, ensuring that the tribe's values and traditions endure. Dance is also an essential part of Maasai life. The famous Adumu, or leap dance, is much more than a physical spectacle. It is a celebration of their cultural identity and a rite of passage that strengthens community ties. Through this tradition, the young warriors demonstrate their readiness to assume greater responsibilities and their connection to their ancestors. Among their most fascinating customs is their unique hospitality. In the old days, offering a visitor to spend the night with one of the host's wives symbolized respect and generosity. Although this practice has diminished over time, it reflects a social logic deeply rooted in their way of life, where cooperation and intertribal relationships are essential for survival. Finally, the Masai have a deep bond with nature. Their diet includes a unique concoction based on cow's milk and blood, an elixir charged with symbolism that represents harmony with their environment. This respect for life and nature is evident in every aspect of their culture, from their huts made of local materials to their sustainable way of raising cattle. As you have seen, the Maasai culture, rich in tradition, bravery, and connection with nature, is a living testimony of resilience and adaptation. At this point, we would like to ask you, would you like to visit a Maasai tribe and participate in one of their traditions? Or would you prefer to travel back in time and meet the Hadza tribe? What has surprised you most about this fascinating country? Pause the video and leave us your comment. You know that doing so is the best way for you to support us to keep working every week and bring you interesting content like this. So thank you. And don't forget to subscribe to Uncensored World if you are not already subscribed to enjoy the world with us. One of the most iconic symbols of Tanzania and the African savanna is the Baobab, also known as the Tree of Life. These majestic trees can reach heights of up to 30 meters and trunk diameters so wide that some have hollows capable of housing small tents or makeshift shelters. Most fascinatingly, baobabs can live for thousands of years, making them witnesses to history and guardians of the ecosystem. Their spongy trunks store enormous amounts of water, a vital resource in arid regions and in times of drought. They are a source of hydration not only for human communities, but also for animals such as elephants and monkeys. In addition to its ability to store water, the baobab provides fruits rich in vitamin C, nicknamed superfoods, for their nutritional benefits. These fruits, which resemble large capsules, are consumed by humans and animals alike, while the leaves and bark are used in traditional medicine to treat various ailments. Their sturdy structure and inverted root-like branches also serve as shelter for birds, reptiles, and small mammals, protecting them from predators and extreme heat. The interaction between baobabs and the species that depend on them is a perfect example of the ecological balance that exists in Tanzania. Tanzanian villagers protect these trees because of their cultural and economic importance, considering them sacred in many local traditions. In return, baobabs sustain life in the environment, providing shade, food, and water. Their role in the ecosystem is so crucial that their loss would be devastating to the human and animal communities that depend on them, reinforcing this nickname of the Tree of Life. But Tanzania stands out not only for the beauty of its landscapes, but also for the warmth and charm of its people. Both Tanzanian men and women are known not only for their exotic features, the result of a rich cultural mix, but also for their hospitality and welcoming spirit. This combination of physical and emotional beauty makes the people of this country one of the reasons why visitors find this country a unique and enriching experience. Interacting with the locals not only provides a genuine insight into their customs, but also the opportunity to experience their human warmth. something that is difficult to find in other destinations. A reflection of this connection between the people and their culture is the courtship dance known as ngoma, practiced by tribes such as the Hehe and Nyamwezi. This ritual is an expression of the beauty and passion that defines Tanzanians. The ngoma combines sensual movements and rhythmic chants that allow young people to interact openly and express their romantic interest. It is a culturally accepted way of subtly or directly hinting at each other, while assessing chemistry and compatibility between potential partners. This ritual is much more than just a dance. It is a window into the social and emotional dynamics that connect Tanzanian communities. During these ceremonies, the mesmerizing sound of the drums and carefully choreographed movements create a magical atmosphere. The participants, through their gestures and chants, communicate symbolically charged messages, ranging from flattery to romantic innuendo. For the young people, it is an opportunity to demonstrate their charisma, physical prowess, and confidence, qualities that are highly valued within their communities. In addition, the dance becomes a space where the energy of youth is celebrated and channeled into emotional and social bonding. Although deeply rooted in tradition, ngoma is also viewed with a certain modern fascination due to its sensual and provocative charge. In an increasingly globalized world, this dance represents a balance between respect for ancestral traditions and the expression of universal emotions such as desire and attraction. For tourists, watching or even participating in these dances can be an unforgettable experience, as it reveals the authenticity and passion that defines life in Tanzania, highlighting how the local culture celebrates beauty, both of the body and the soul. At Uncensored World, we hope that this tour of fascinating and unique Tanzania has been as exciting for you as it has been for us. Thinking about it, and the effort it takes us to make these videos, we would love you to leave us a nice like. And your comment, it is the best way you have to help us to keep bringing you the best content every week. If you enjoyed this video, and you are not yet subscribed, do not wait any longer and do it now by activating the little bell to not miss the fascinating videos we do every week. Videos like this one that you can enjoy now to know one of the most fascinating corners of the planet. Do not miss it and discover the wonders that this place has to offer.